microphone. Alright, we're gonna be doing, this update has been just released and I caught it in time. So, we're gonna be doing the second episode of the Perpetua event.
Luther, finally working on the side of justice.
We need every ally we can muster.
We might do an 8-player later.
To disrupt the power being channeled through her throne.
So, whatever comes
Perpetua's
first.
throne will be guarded but unoccupied. Perpetua is destroyed.
I don't exactly know the premise. I think Perpetua is like controlling the dark chaos or something, and trying to destroy the universe or something like that. Something to do with DC, Washington DC. I mean, I'm a big fan of DC Comics. I remember when I was a kid getting the Kingdom Come set for the first time. And I thought it was so much better than the Marvel's, Alex Ross Marvel storyline, that I continued to be a fan of DC. I'm a fan of Marvel too, though. Like, I have an old saying since growing up as a kid: without Marvel, there's no DC, and vice versa.
Boy, did you guys pick the losing side.
I think Johnny Quick would disagree.
Johnny Quick was a failure. He was only ever fit to be fuel for Perpetua. Just like your
Because both universes are intergrained with mythology, lore, magic, religion, everything basically that you can think of. Now, I don't pay for this game, so my combat rating isn't great. What players usually do is they pay for... In a second, I'm busy. I said I'm busy. What they do is they pay for skill points in order to get higher combat ratings. And certain characters with certain skill points can do a lot. And you can do this by just simply buying styles and stuff. Fuck. We didn't pick normal. Shoot.
Ultraman's too.
Yeah, whatever, man. Basically, we're getting 3 or 5 here.
We have a compliment. The Batman who laughs.
I accidentally did event. actually easy. I find each mode of character to do certain things. Like, I've mentioned this before because I have nothing to talk about, but for instance, this superpower mode that I'm using is just it's not super, it's actually damage superpower, so it's leveled skill points, and what that does is it's very effective against those bosses that use tactics like I think Itrigan and stuff, because you can dodge and the ads are only like 3 or 4 at a time. Whereas crowd control, I think, is still useful. A lot of the community says crowd control is useless, but it's highly effective against lots of ads. I don't care what you say. Crowd control against lots of ads is very effective, which is the Amazon setting. There is actually a I do change costumes, but I never keep them because I make sure, you know, I have a base to work with. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm just happy with my base characters. But I do change them often. This game is notorious for foul players. You know, players who, like, they'll lose a guy and then they'll just start playing poorly or something. I had one match. That was memorable where, like, we were like a hair of well, many matches, but this was the most recent. Or there was like maybe a hair of energy, you know, but one of their characters went out, so the other players just stopped playing. They were like, oh, we already lost, you know. I was the only one fighting, or they were trying to, you know, like, they were probably friends with the guy and just decided to lose. I hate people like that because they ruined the whole game. And then we couldn't get back to that spot because they were continuing to play bad and play with this really bad guy who didn't know how to play. Like, either he didn't know how to play or he was like, you know, tired or something. Sometimes I'm tired in this game, or in any game, and I just don't feel like playing, and I play kind of badly. That's why I used crowd control, okay? Like, crowd control, you can just mask your skills and just push buttons from a distance. Like, I don't know, these teenagers are mad that like 40-year-old men don't pay for the game or some shit. Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday. Yeah, I'm 42 now. Yeah, Doug Farrell in the 80s came over. You know those haircuts with the where kids would hide their right or left eye with a wave? when skateboarding was popular. Yeah, it's weird, but my brother was one of those kids, and he even had bleached hair. And I don't think he was a poser because he actually could do ollies and kickflips. But yeah, one of his friends, Doug Farrell, was also one of those 90s kids. So I'm just mentioning it because someone commented on my Knicks jacket from the 90s. And I was like, oh, this? Yeah, I know everything about basketball. The only thing I remember is that the Knicks and the Chicago Bulls were like my favorite teams. Like, I love the Chicago Bulls, and I love the New York Knicks, I think. Is it New York? Shit. The New York Knicks, right? I'm gonna say the New York Knicks. That kind of rings.
The longer he stays in that form, the more his strength dominates.
So he's like, he said something really fast, and I took it as a derogatory comment because of the way he said it. But then he was like, nice jacket. He was like, your Knicks jacket. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, are the Knicks good right now? That's what I thought when I walked away. I totally don't know anything about basketball right now. In the 90s, I liked the Chicago Bulls and the Knicks. I don't think I cared about, yeah. I didn't really care about, you know, football. But I was always interested in the you know, the football events. Fuck. Can't think of it right now. I didn't like football in general, but I liked playing football games on Dreamcast, like NFL 2K2 with my friends. I was in college actually at the time.
Hardly worth a footnote in the journey of history.
No time for gloating. Let's get ready. Wonder Woman stands prepared to lead the charge against Perpetua.
You're welcome.
Enough standing around.
Could we get a... That was a waste of time. Anyways, that's the video.